Hello students, today we will do extra questions on quadratic equations. See, I told you that we have already completed the chapter. Today we will do more questions on quadratic equations. These are extra questions that I am discussing, and this will help you to solve the assignment yourself. After doing these questions, I will be sending an assignment and then you will be doing the assignment yourself. You can ask your doubts if you have any. Let us begin with the first question. Here it is written question 4. Don't go by the question number. This is the first question that I am discussing. See, the first question is divide 27 into two parts such that the sum of their reciprocals is 3/20. So I have to divide 27 into two parts. What I do, I assume let the first part be x and the other part be 27 minus x. I have to divide 27 into two parts. So if one part is x, then the another part will be 27 minus x. The question says that the sum of their reciprocal is 3/20. That means if I reciprocal the numbers and add them, I will get 3/20. So according to the question, this will be the equation. This will be the required equation. And then again you will take the LCM, simplify it, frame the quadratic equation and solve the quadratic equation either by middle term splitting or by quadratic formula. So here I have done it by middle term splitting and I get two factors x minus 15 and x minus 12 equal to 0. X minus 15 and x minus 12 are the two factors. So the roots of the equation will be 15 and 12. So we say that the two parts are 15 and 12. Let us move to the next question. Second question I am discussing. It says solve the quadratic equation by factorization. Now see students, this is one question where the coefficients are not the numbers only, but they are little bit different. If you see, the coefficient of x square is 12ab, the coefficient of x is minus of 9a square plus 8b square, and the constant is minus 6ab. Up till now the questions you have done have the coefficients as numbers. So this is a little different question where you have the coefficients as a mixture of numbers and variables. So how we will solve it by factorization? What I do, I will first open this bracket. If I open the bracket, what I will get? I will get 9a square x plus 8b square x, and then I will do the simplification by taking the common factors out. In this, from the first two terms, I can take 3ax common and I will be left with 4bx minus 3a. And from the last two terms, I can take 2b common and I will be left with 4bx minus 3a. And then I take 4bx minus 3a common from the entire equation. I will be left with 3ax plus 2b. So again I have two factors. I will put each of the linear factor equal to 0, and this will give me two values of x, which are 3a upon 4b and minus 2b upon 3a. So these are the two values of x. So the question is solve the quadratic equation. So we have solved it. That means we have calculated the value of x as 3a upon 4b and minus 2b upon 3a. The quadratic equation has these two roots. Let us move to the next. Again an important question. It says if alpha is a positive integer and the roots of the equation are rational numbers. You are given that the roots are rational number. Roots are rational number का क्या मतलब है? It means that the discriminant of the equation, if you will calculate, it will be a perfect square. you see in the quadratic formula, the quadratic formula is minus b plus minus under root d upon 2a. If the roots are to be rational numbers, that means this discriminant should be a perfect square. Otherwise आपके पास क्या होगा, रूट में आंसर आएगा. अगर ये discriminant perfect square नहीं हुआ, so what will happen, you will get the answer in root, and then you cannot get the roots as rational numbers. So whenever you are given that the roots are rational number, that means they are telling you that D is the discriminant is a perfect square. Perfect square means what? Either it will be 0, it will be 1, it will be 4, it will be 9, because root 9 is 3, root 4 is 2. So D is some number which is a perfect square, so that you can simplify the square root. This is the only concept that we will be using in this question. Again I am repeating that if the roots of the quadratic equation are rational, that means that the discriminant is a perfect square. So now we'll proceed. You are given the quadratic equation. Here a is 6, b is minus 11 and c is alpha. The constant here is alpha. And we have to find the value of alpha. The question says find the smallest value of alpha. Knowing the value of a, b and c, I will find discriminant. So I am getting the discriminant as 121 minus 24 alpha. This is the value of the discriminant. Now I know that the roots are a rational number, so I know that discriminant is a perfect square. Perfect square का क्या मतलब है, या तो discriminant की वैल्यू 0 होगी, या 1 होगी, या 4 होगी, या 9 होगी, या 16, ऐसे कोई भी perfect square होनी चाहिए. Now the question wants that we want the smallest value of alpha, so I will put discriminant as 0. Smallest जो values हैं 0, 1, 4, 9 में से, उसमें से सबसे smallest है 0. So I am taking D as 0. So that I can get the smallest value of alpha. Put this discriminant as 0. What will you get? You will get the value of alpha as 121 upon 24. Now the question also says that alpha is a positive integer. If alpha is a positive integer and you are saying that alpha is 121 upon 24, this is not an integer. इंटीजर कौन से होते हैं, वही नंबर जो आप नंबर लाइन पे देखते हो 1 2 3 4 -1 -2 -3. बट आपके पास तो D0 लेने पे अल्फा की वैल्यू 121 अपॉन 24 हो रही है, विच कैन नॉट बी फर्दर सिंप्लीफाइड. दैट मीन्स D इक्वल टू 0 इज़ नॉट द पॉसिबल आंसर, बिकॉज दैट गिव्स यू द वैल्यू ऑफ अल्फा विच इज़ नॉट अ पॉजिटिव इंटीजर. इसका मतलब अब मुझे D को अगला नंबर एज्यूम करना पड़ेगा. मेरे पास पॉसिबिलिटी क्या थी D की, या तो वो 0 है, या 1 है, या 4 है, या 9 है. इफ़ आई पुट इट एज 0, आई डोंट गेट the value of alpha as positive integer. I get the positive value, but I am not getting it as an integer. So I assume D to be the next possible value, that is 1. If I put D as 1, I get alpha as 5. Now see, alpha is a positive as well as it is an integer. 5 जो आया आपके पास, this is positive as well as integer. That means it is satisfying the conditions of the question. So we say that the smallest value of alpha is 5. Let us move on to the next, that is solve for x. Whenever you are given the equation, solve means you have to find the value of x. Now here you see it is x to the power 2 by 3 plus x की power 1 by 3 minus 2 equal to 0. अब इसमें क्या करना है आपको, this can be written as x to the power 2 by 3 को मैं लिख सकती हूँ x to the power 1 by 3 का whole square. x to the power 2 by 3 can be written as x to the power 1 by 3 का whole square. So that if I put x to the power 1 by 3 को अगर मैं y put करूँगी, I will get the quadratic equation as y square plus y minus 2 equal to 0. This is how we change the given equation to the quadratic equation by substitution. So here you are given x to the power 2 by 3 plus x to the power 1 by 3 minus 2 equal to 0. As such, if you see this equation, it doesn't seem to be a quadratic equation. But by putting x to the power 1 by 3 as y, I have the equation y square plus y minus 2 equal to 0, which is now a quadratic equation. So you can simplify it and you can get the value of y. The two values of y that you are getting is minus 2 and 1. Now students, if y is minus 2, the quotient that is given to us is in x, and we have calculated the value of y. That means from this value of y, I am supposed to find the value of x. So when y is minus 2, that means if y is minus 2, then x की power 1 by 3 is minus 2. X की power 1 by 3 is minus 2 implies what? If this is the equation, take cube on both the side. इसका क्यूब करेंगे तो ये x बन जाएगा. Minus 2 cube will give you minus 8. That means one possible answer is x equal to minus 8. y की दो values आई हैं and we have substituted x to power 1 by 3 as y, right? So I will put the value of y as minus 2 first and then y as 1 to get the corresponding values of x. When I put y as 1, I get the equation x to the power 1 by 3 equal to 1. And this implies what? Again, cubing both the sides, I will get x is equal to 1 cube, which gives you 1 as real answer. And then it says the values of x will be minus 8 and 1. So this is how we change the given equation, which is not in the form of quadratic equation, to the form of quadratic equation. The equation was not in the quadratic form, but we have changed it to quadratic form. This is again a very important question which is asked in exam. So I am dealing with this also. This is very, very important. Again it says solve the following for x. When you have to solve it for x, that means you have to find the value of x. The only trick here is that you combine the terms of x. अगर आप इसको बिना कंबाइन करें यहाँ एलसीएम लोगे आरएचएस में और सिंप्लीफाई करोगे तो यू विल गेट अ वेरी डिफ़िकल्ट सिचुएशन जो आप सॉल्व नहीं कर पाओगे. सो वेन एवर यू हैव दिस टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन, कई बार ये क्वेश्चन बिना 2 के भी आ जाता है, ऐसे डिनोमिनेटर में 2 नहीं होता, देन ऑल्सो इट इज आस्क्ड, यू आर आस्क्ड टू सॉल्व इट. So that is another form of the same question. So whenever you have question of this form, what you have to do, you have to combine the terms of x. x की टर्म को एक तरफ कर लो, तो यहाँ से 1/2x को I bring it to LHS, ये LHS में आ जाएगा, and on the RHS you will be left with 1/2a plus 1/b. And once you have done this step, that you have combined the terms of x, now the question becomes very simple. You have to proceed in the same manner. Take the LCM on both the side. LCM लेंगे, दोनों साइड को individually solve करना है. So take the LCM, simplify it, and you will end up with a quadratic equation. So only trick here is that you have to combine the terms of x on one side, and after that simplify LHS, simplify RHS, and you will see that the terms in the numerator, see here minus 2a plus b and 2a plus b, so numerator gets cancelled. And once you cancel the numerator, you will get minus 1 and 1. So the things become simple here. And then cross multiply and simplifying, you will get a quadratic equation. This is the same that we have discussed in the previous question. In this, what you will do, if from the first two terms, take the common factor. From the last two terms, take the common factor. Then from the entire equation, take 2x plus b common, and you will get another linear factor 2x plus 2b. Putting each linear factor equal to 0, you will get two values of x. So this is how we solve the equation of this form. Now let us move to the next question. Another important question. The question says if the equation has equal roots, then you have to show this. Now see, when you read the question, you get the hint how to proceed. The question has given you that the quadratic equation has equal roots, and you know the condition for equal roots. What is the condition for the equal roots? That discriminant should be 0. If you see here, the coefficient of x square is 1 plus m square. The coefficient of x, that is b, is 2mc, and the constant, that is c, is c square minus a square. So you have the value of a, b and c. Once you have the value of a, b and c, you can find discriminant. So discriminant is b square minus 4ac. Here they have written it in capital letters a, b and c. I think you know the reason why they have written in capital. Because small c is already given to you. If you will write the coefficient in small letters, then you will confuse with small c here and small c here. So when the alphabets A, B, C are already given in the quotient, then we take the coefficients in capital letters. So here capital A denotes the coefficient of x square, capital B denotes the coefficient of x, and capital C is denoting the constant. So you can find the discriminant b square minus 4ac, and solving it, you simplify it, solve it, you will get the required condition. Alright, so only thing you have to apply here is that if the roots are equal, then discriminant is 0. The rest all is the calculation work. Let us move on to the next question. Find the positive value of alpha, find the positive value of k, for which the equation this and this will have both real roots. Now they are not telling you the roots to be distinct, or real and distinct, real and equal. They are only giving you the condition that the roots should be real. When they say that roots are real, the condition is that discriminant should be greater than and equal to 0. This is the condition for real roots. Greater than 0 कब होगा? When roots are real and distinct. Equal to 0 is when roots are real and equal. But when they are saying only real roots, that means discriminant is greater than and equal to 0 is the required condition. So in this question we have to find the value of k. Both the equations have real roots, so I will find their discriminant and put it equal to 0. So from the first equation, discriminant is b square minus 4ac is greater than equal to 0. Discriminant is greater than equal to 0. On simplifying, you will get the value of k as greater than equal to 16. Now I take the second equation. Here also the roots are real. So discriminant is greater than equal to 0. Greater than equal to 0 is the discriminant. You will find discriminant by the formula b square minus 4ac. B square means 64 minus 4 a into c. A here is 1, c is k. So 1 into k gives you k. So discriminant is 64 minus 4k. Discriminant is greater than equal to 0 gives you the value of k as greater than equal to 16, less than equal to 16, sorry. So the value of k here is less than equal to 16. From the first part it says that k is greater than equal to 16. Second condition says k is less than equal to 16. So both the conditions, from both the conditions, the common value which satisfies both the equation is k equal to 16. So we have to look for the common condition, common number which satisfies both the equation. So here the number which satisfies both the inequality is 16. So the final answer is k equal to 16. So what we have done, we have calculated discriminant from the first equation, put it greater than equal to 0. Find discriminant for the second equation, put it greater than equal to 0, and from the two conditions find the value of k for which both the inequality is satisfied, and we get the common answer as k equal to 16. k equal to 16 इसको भी satisfy कर रहा है, k less than equal to 16 को भी satisfy कर रहा है. So the final answer is k equal to 16. Coming to the next question, if difference between the roots of the quadratic equation is 6, then find the value of p. The difference between the roots of the quadratic equation. Now that means in this quadratic equation has at most 2 roots, और उनका जो roots का difference है that is given to you as 6. So in this quadratic equation, I say let alpha and beta are the roots of this equation. If alpha and beta are roots of this equation, in this equation what is A? A is 1, B is P and C is 7. Alpha and beta are the roots as you have done in polynomials. Polynomials you have seen that the sum of roots is minus b upon a and the product of the root is c upon a. Same formula is applicable in quadratic equations as well. So if alpha and beta are the roots of the quadratic equation, then what is the sum of roots? Minus b upon a. Minus b means minus coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square. Coefficient of x is minus p. Coefficient of x is p and the coefficient of x square is 1. So sum of the roots has the value minus p. Whereas product of the roots is given by c upon a. C is constant upon coefficient of x square. Here constant is 7. Coefficient of x square is 1. So 7 upon 1 gives you 7. So you have the value of alpha plus beta as minus p and alpha into beta as 7. Now this is a very important identity. Many of you must have done it. If you have not done it, please do it. This will be used again and again. That alpha minus beta whole square is equal to alpha plus beta whole square minus 4 alpha beta. You can easily verify this identity on the RHS. If I write the formula for alpha plus beta whole square, I will get alpha square plus beta square plus 2 alpha beta plus 2 alpha beta minus 4 alpha beta will give you minus 2 alpha beta, and that will make the identity of alpha minus beta whole square. So you can easily verify this identity, and you have to remember this identity also. Or what you can do is, you have alpha plus beta, you have alpha into beta. You can find the value of alpha beta and then proceed. Then that will be a lengthy method. It's better to learn this identity. Now alpha minus beta whole square is equal to alpha plus beta whole square minus 4 alpha beta. You have the value of alpha plus beta. What is alpha plus beta? Minus p. You have the value of alpha into beta, that is 7. Put these values here, and alpha minus beta is already given to you that the difference of the roots is 6. That means alpha minus beta is 6. Once you have this equation, you will easily solve it and get the value of p. So the value of p is plus minus of 8. P square is 64. 64 can be written as plus minus 8 ka square, and that will give you the value of p as plus minus 8. And both the answers, plus 8 and minus 8, are possible values of p. Both can be possible. So we'll get both the answers, plus 8 and minus 8. Moving to next, the last question. It says write all the values of p for which the quadratic equation x square plus px plus 16 equal to 0 has equal roots. Find the roots of the equation so obtained. Again it says you have to find the value of p for which the quadratic equation has equal roots. When they are asking you for the equal roots, that means you have to put discriminant as equal to 0. So what you will do? You will find discriminant by b square minus 4ac. Use the formula. Put the value of discriminant as 0. That will give you the value of p as plus minus 8. The question says find the roots so obtained. Find the roots of the equation so obtained. जब आप p की value plus 8 और minus 8 put कर दोगे, तो you will get two equations. एक बार plus 8 put करके value आएगी, एक बार minus 8 put करके value आएगी. When you will get two equations, you will have to solve both the equations to get the roots of the equation. So first I am taking p as 8. If I put p as 8, I will get the quadratic equation x square plus 8x plus 16 equal to 0. If you take this equation, now you can simplify this equation by middle term splitting easily and get the value of x as minus 4 and minus 4. But if I take the value of p as minus 8, then I get the equation as x square minus 8x plus 16 equal to 0. And if you get this value, then again you can do the middle term splitting and get the two answers as x equal to 4 and 4. So this is how we complete the question. When you are asked to find the value of p and then put the value of p to get the two equations and then find the roots of both the equations so obtained. So students, this is all about the extra questions that I wanted to discuss with you. and now I'll be sending you an assignment and you have to complete. The assignment is comparatively simple so that you can do it yourself. So please do the assignment. That will be a type of revision of the concepts that are already taught to you. Thank you so much.